Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Tonight, we can take a look at a first look. I'm not going to call this a review because I am not a pilot and I don't fly these airplanes in real life, so I can't really, this is just like the real thing. I can tell you this. This is an exceedingly difficult aircraft to fly. Well, not to fly, but to take off and land. It is, I think, maybe bugged. I was looking on the forums, and they're saying a lot of people are like, man, this thing is like way too difficult. Even guys that fly these in real life, they're like, no, it's not that difficult to take off. Like, it's difficult, but it's not. It's double as hard in the game as it is in real life. And apparently, right now, this plane just came out yesterday, so. They're still hopefully going to work on it. Once again, this is the Carenado Waco. I should probably say that. This is the Carenado Waco, I think it's YMF5. And it is a very iconic and famous biplane. Comes in several great liveries, as you can see here. I really like this white one. I was digging the black and white one, but I really like this one too. We'll take a look at all the liveries before we leave this screen. But it is, I'm just saying from flight experience, I've only flown it a couple times. Flying is great. Taking off is a nightmare. There's a couple things that we're going to do, and I'll teach them to you as I go to fly it. But my best recommendation is find a really big grass field to take off from. Be prepared to be going all over the place. Because it doesn't work like it's really, in real life, the tail would come up off the ground after a couple seconds down the runway, and you'd use the rudder to steer, and the prop wash would keep the plane going pretty straight. In the simulator, the tail doesn't lift up. If you try to make the tail lift up, the airplane will careen to the left, and then you have to give it full rudder and differential brake to keep it going straight, which then all of a sudden it'll snap to the right after a couple minutes of doing that, or seconds of doing that, and then you're going left, right, left, right. Next thing you know, you're going 90 degrees to the runway, and you're crashing into buildings and the cars and people. It's really difficult unless you do the steps. Now that I'm going to teach you, and even then it's difficult, but it's a little bit more manageable. So let's go ahead and take a look at the liveries real quick. First, we have this obviously gorgeous white livery with black stripes, and then we have our second livery, kind of a blackish blue. It's definitely not all the way black. It's got like a blue tint to it with a kind of grayish white. Just beautiful paint job on this aircraft. The model is outstanding. I mean, you can see from here, it's just absolutely beautiful. We have the classic Waco red. This I've seen airplanes painted exactly like this, and actually most of these schemes in real life. Horizon Hobby has a white one with the blue striping where the black striping is. It's white where it's red, and it's black, or it's blue where it's black on this one. I wish I would have gotten it. They're out of stock now, but it was a real nice flyer. That's the red and black. For the more extroverted among you, we have the orange, yellow and red paint scheme for like the Arizona sunrise. It'd be a good out west aircraft to go flying around in. Definitely matches our western deserts. So if you like to take off from Sedona, this would be a good paint scheme for you. And so this is my first aircraft review. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Once again, I will be doing more, but I've got several other aircraft that I've purchased, but this is the first one. Last but not least, we have blue and gold, which you can't even see because of the sunlight. Yeah, that's a nice scheme too, and they all kind of follow the same idea, except for the orange and the yellow and red and the black and white at the beginning. The other three, the red, the blue, and the white, all have the same paint scheme, just with different highlight colors. I really like that too. Man, they're all cool looking. That's the airplane. The airplane is a cool looking airplane, so no matter what you do to it, it looks amazing. We're going to fly out of Chicago. Well, not Chicago, out of Frasca Field today. Let's get over there. All right, so here we are hovering above Frasca Field. You can see here there's this nice giant grass area. We're going to use that as our runway. I can actually take off on the cement runway. I've done it. Hasn't been always pretty, but I've stayed on the runway twice and taken off and landed twice. but it's still not easy. And one of the problems that I think they did, and this is what people are noticing that I've seen on the forums talking about the aircraft and what might be causing the problem, the center of gravity is way forward in this aircraft, and you can't get it back to where it's supposed to be. So that's either a bug with how they set the center of gravity, or there's a bug with the aircraft itself. I don't know. Or maybe it's supposed to be front heavy. I mean, it would be with that huge engine, but still, it's almost too front heavy. So what people are saying to do is to put 75 pounds of back. Never you mind what Arthur was doing. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get the aircraft prepped. So we've added our weight to the back. I changed the wind direction because I wanted it to be the closest runway that we're taking off on, so I haven't taxi all the way down to the other end. So the first thing we're going to do is push the fuel in. Parking brake is on. I'm going to go ahead and put our mixture up full. Turned our beacon on, fuel pump on, and battery alternator. Let's go ahead and start. Come on. It's not that hard to turn a key in real life. Oh my God. Stop. Love that sound. Yeah. I think we can turn the fuel pump off at this point. Avionics can switch on. Taxi light on. And we'll turn our strobe and navigation light on. I don't think we need pitot heat right now. I don't know where the temperature is. OHT? Is that it right there? Or is that CHT for CHT? It's probably. Whatever. All right. Fuel flow. Remaining 36 gallons. But I think that's a time estimate, 49 minutes of flight. We got a full radio stack. Over on this side here, we have our, once we've tuned our DME, this will tell us the information. We've got our, I think this is our, yeah, this is our radio. Where's the power for that? There we go. Yep, that's our transponder. And then we got, this is our board for our nav radio, like plugging in. And we've got our parking brake over here. Let's go ahead and shut that off. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and taxi out. So let's call the tower. Fresca traffic, this is Waco 2 Lima Golf. Taxiing runway 808 left. So we're making our own taxiway because there is no runway for us. Let's go ahead and take this for a spin around the airport so you guys can see. Oh, getting a little bouncy there. Whoa. Once again, we're going to use the lawn for takeoff. So I'm actually going to pile out there right now. Hopefully we'll be able to keep straight. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to land in the Frasca welcome lobby over there in their corporate building, but it could happen. I've come close. This plane is a beast to manhandle on the takeoff. Take a look what it looks like from the outside as we're cutting across the grass here. What a gorgeous aircraft. And so we're on the runway, so Waco 2 Lima Golf is ready for takeoff, runway 8. All right, so in here, this is what we're going to be doing in our aircraft, all right? So let's go back inside. And the first thing that you're gonna do, once you're satisfied that you're centered, actually we're gonna pull over to the right a little bit more. Once you're satisfied, oh, listen to that engine, it's so beautiful. The grass is keeping us from rolling. Here's what happens, okay? So we got a weird thing going on here. Let's see if that works. The tail wheel gets weird. All right, so there, it unhinged. So Shift G will lock your tail wheel, and that's going to be the next step here. We're going to aim the aircraft in the direction that we wish to go. And I'm going to brake and stop. And I'm going to lock the tail wheel into place. Okay, the tail wheel is now locked. And we're going to go ahead and throttle up to about 50%, and I'm holding back on the stick until I see movement on the speed gauge. Throttling up to about 60%, holding back, and I will use the differential brake to steer, okay? The rudder's ineffective until the tail comes up. Okay, we've got movement, so I'm gonna go ahead and throttle up to 100%. You can see we're staying nice and straight. Using that left differential to keep the airplane headed down the runway. Okay, about 40, oh God, oh God, oh God, hello Frasca. Okay, there we go, we got it back under control. And I'm gonna go ahead and let the nose up now. And this is where it gets a little squirrely. Okay, we're down, okay, we're good. And we're off. Then that was the takeoff. Thank God for grass. We almost ended up visiting the Frasca visitor spot in the parking lot there, but we made it. Yeah, this thing is a handful on takeoff. I hope they fix that a little bit. I mean, it's probably a little bit realistic, but man, it's hair-raising every time you take off. So now we're up and we're airborne. So let's go ahead and scoot around here. I'm going to back off the throttle a little bit, and we'll fly towards Urbana. There's the train yard right there. We'll take a little cruise past the college and come back around and land on the grass runway. I'll tell you what, this is like real life flying, isn't it? This airplane builds up speed really quickly. The problem that I'm having is landing it now. It's hard to get the speed under control. You got to really cut the throttle back. As you can see right here, we're going 120 knots. No, like, lickety split. That's, and I'm at like less than half throttle right now. Now, I'm not going to put this thing through aerobatic paces. You guys can test that on your own. People were saying once you got the center of gravity right, it'll do the spins like it's supposed to, but oh, we never turned our landing light on. Oops. All right. Everything else is good. This does have night lighting inside the cockpit. You can turn the panel lights on and it lights up, so it's pretty cool. We were flying over central Urbana. There's, I think, part of the college. What a way to sightsee, huh? I love this airplane. So I will say it's a lot of fun to fly. Okay, there's more of the university there to the right. It feels a little naked, like you're out there, man, like you're You likey? Me likey. All right, let's hop out of the aircraft and take a nice external view of what we're doing. Look at that. Man, is that gorgeous. Now, the good news is, unlike the other Carenado aircraft, this plane's only $15 right now. I don't know if that's an introductory price and they're going to raise it later, but definitely worth the price of admission. I know it sounds crazy. Like some people going, $15, that's crazy, that's expensive. But compared to the price of the other aircraft, which are mostly between 20 and 30 bucks, this is a bargain. And I wonder if they knew that, like going into it, like this is going to have some bugs, so let's just make it cheap. I don't know. But I'm really enjoying flying it. I'm not enjoying taking off. I'm moderately enjoying landing. We'll do another takeoff and landing. Next time I'll try to take off on the runway and we'll see how it goes, but don't expect anything miraculous. I'm just not that good at it. But what a nice model. Definitely one of my favorite airplanes in real life. And I hope someday I'll be able to get an RC one. They've had a micro one for a while, and I think it went out of stock now, so I missed it. Yeah, the frame rates are really bad. Now this is because we're going through like the high scenery areas. Okay, so now let's see. Our airport is going to be to our left. There it is. There's the grass runway right there. Fresca Field. This is 2 Lima Golf, left down, Waco 2 Lima Golf, left downwind, runway 8. But if you like sightseeing, I mean, this is a perfect sightseeing aircraft for sure. It's just that old school general aviation, man. People use these as stunt planes too if they get the, you know, depending on the engine they put in it, but they use this, they use the pits. Sometimes the steerman, but usually the stunt pilots that do like the wing walking and stuff, they usually use a pretty heavily modified Waco YMF5. Is it YMFS or YMF5, right? Yeah. I want one of these. It'd be fun to fly one of these in real life. My son was like, Dad, what kind of airplane would you want if you could get any airplane? I'd be like, oh, biplane. Definitely. We're going to come way back, shutting the throttle off. Once again, this airplane takes a long time engine-wise to respond. That's how they were. It's kind of a slow throttle. And basically, we use the drag from the double wings. The biplane has a lot of, you know, all these vertical surfaces cause, what do they call that? Not incident drag. What do they call that? Parasitic drag. All right, wish me luck. And at 60, the airplane really seems to nose down and lose buoyancy, so I try to keep it about 70, 75 for landing. I'm a little bit over, but I'm sure at some point I'll feel super comfortable with the airplane and be able to land it pretty much anywhere. And, but for right now, I'm finding it very challenging. Very, very challenging indeed. All right, here we go. Pull back. Don't bounce. On the ground. Slight braking differential to the right, differential to the left. Rudder left. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Oh, I don't know how I would ever keep this on a runway. Man, we're like... Looking for a challenge? Here it is. Hopefully they'll fix that. I mean, I don't mind it being a little bit difficult, but this is like ridiculously difficult. And when it goes, it really wants to go. I think our tail wheel locked up again. So what you do is you lock it and you unlock it, and then it should free the aircraft. There we go. I've noticed that the tail wheel will actually spin underneath the aircraft upside down, and then the whole plane gets hung up. Can you guys even hear me? I hope you can hear me over the engine. I'm going to have to check this audio. So I'm going to get down to the other end. We'll try to take off on the cement runway, and I'll see you in just a moment. All right. We're back at the taxiway, and we're going to taxi out. So, Tulima Golf, this is, no, Fresca traffic, this is Waco, Tulima Golf, ready for takeoff, runway 8 left. Remaining in pattern. All right, so we're turning again. This time we're going to get lined up with the runway. We'll roll down the runway a little bit to make sure we're nice and straight. I don't think we're going to be perfect ever, but okay, we're stopping. Locking the tail wheel. Pulling back on the stick. Throttle up 50%. A little bit further, about 75%. Got movement on the dial. I'm going to push it up more. 80%. And we're at full throttle. Differential braking a little bit because we're getting off track. Oh gosh. Tail's coming up. And in a second we'll be off the ground. All right, we're off. Oh my goodness. We stayed on the runway, almost didn't. The sound of that engine, my goodness. It's so nice. We'll cut back a little bit, get back into the green with our RPMs. What an aircraft. Tell you what, though, that's a handful of takeoff. Whee! Playing around with the rudder. It's got a big honking rudder. And, Fresca Field's a nice practice runway. We're heading due north right now. It lines up perfectly with the compass, so if you want to do pattern flying, it's really nice because you're on. Like right now, we are on the crosswind leg here. Not crosswind. Wait, base. Yeah, crosswind. Yeah. Upwind? No. Yeah. Up. Yeah. Crosswind. And we're going to follow this road here as our marker because that's an east-west road. Woohoo! Wing loading full at a 90-degree bank angle. Not your typical pattern flight. Fresca Field traffic, this is Waco, Tulima Golf. Left downwind, runway 8. So let's see if we can make the landing. Let's see if we can stick it. I'm going to have fun in this airplane. I'm telling you that right now. I got a big smile on my face right now. I love biplanes. This is really flying, man. Look at the atmosphere out there. No windows. The sound, the wind speed. You can hear the wind. This is flying, man. This is flying. So I'm so glad we finally have a biplane in this game. This is incredible. I love the other airplanes that I bought from Carenado. But this airplane takes the cake, man. This is it. So even with the bugs, it's doable. Good luck, though. Please make sure you follow all the steps that I gave you on takeoff. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble and you will not be able to get the plane on. Trust me, you will not get the plane off the ground. All right, so here's our base leg now. What a view. And we're going to start our descent too because we're pretty high up. So I'm going to cut the throttle back. Frasca Field, this is Waco Lima Golf. We are base. Runway 8 to land. Full stop landing. Frasca Field, Waco Lima Golf on final, runway 8. And we're a little bit high. So I'll cut the throttle off. We're going to let that nose down and we'll get in. We'll take the proper attitude here. Oh gosh, here we go. Tell you what, one thing that would help this a little bit, not on the landing part, but on the flying part, I'm using my yoke. I do have a flight stick. It'd probably be better to use a flight stick on this airplane. More realistic if you want the full experience. And, get back on glide slope. All right, sitting up a little bit. Yeah, we're doing good. We're left of the runway a little bit. I'm trying to get lined up. That's good. Okay, we're lined up. Oh, this is runway 27. I thought we were... okay, I've been given the wrong directions the whole time. Frasca Field, my apologies. And we're hot. So we're going to have to bring it down, let the speed bleed off a little bit. We're just going to let it settle down onto the ground. Or bounce. That'll work too. Okay. Left differential, right differential, left differential, right differential, right rudder, left, right. Okay. Tail's going down. We're bleeding off speed. We're staying on the runway. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Oh. Right brake. Okay, left. Okay, we're on the grass. Oh, the slower you go, the worse it gets. All right. Brakes. Full brakes. No, don't flip the airplane. Okay. And we're going to unlock that tail wheel and spin around and get off the runway. Oh, wow. Man. Okay. We almost stayed on the runway the whole way down. This thing is just bananas. I'm telling you, man, this airplane is not friendly on the ground, but we're alive. We didn't crash. We didn't flip. So I'm accepting that we mostly stayed on the runway, but I'm going to get some practice with this aircraft. I'll get better at it. Once again, this is my 5th landing with it, so I'm going to say that that's not too bad, right? I mean, it's not terrible. But once again, worth the price of admission, especially at $14. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I definitely had a lot of fun doing it. This is the most challenging aircraft I've ever flown as far as like the takeoff and landings go, but it's not a bad thing. And it is, look at it's just a gorgeous airplane. What a beauty. What a beauty. So ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video and I had fun making it. I'll see you next time. Be sure to thumbs up, subscribe. We'll be doing more of these. Like I said, I still have several more aircraft that I need to review. So I will get those out here soon. But once again, also, if you haven't checked out Frasca Field, I did a review on this airport. I love it. It's a great place to fly. Good place for general aviation practice. Nice long runway. Once again, they run east-west, so it's pretty easy to figure out where you are. But, yeah, really cool stuff. All right, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.